watching Clarion's very own TV5 News Live.
And I'm Mark Despotakis, in for Autumn Gels. Tonight, our top story. Graphic descriptions mark today's opening statements in the trial of a couple whose dogs mauled a woman to death. Prosecutor Jim Hammer described the couple, Marjorie Knoller and Robert Noel, as being callous and indifferent to more than 30 warnings their dogs were dangerous. Eric Horn has the latest.
The defense today essentially making two main arguments. That one, Marjorie Knoller during the time of the attack did everything she could to save Diane Whipple's life. And two, that the defendants did not know, had never seen the dogs act this aggressively before. Prosecution earlier in the day also making its case, saying that the couple not only knew the dogs were dangerous, but also bred them to be attack dogs. In its opening statement, the prosecution attempted to paint a picture of the January 2001 dog attack that left Diane Whipple dead, describing what a police officer saw when she arrived on the scene.
And she too saw Diane Whipple naked, covered in blood, in a pool of blood, pushing herself up with her throat ripped out.
Deputy District Attorney James Hammer held up what he described as an attack dog training manual called Manstopper, seen in the home of Marjorie Knoller and Robert Noel. Hammer also said he would call witnesses who would testify to several previous violent encounters with the two Presa Canario dogs.
The evidence will show that Diane Whipple was not the first victim of these dogs, but was the last in a line of almost 30 prior warnings and incidents.
Get off her, stop, stop.
The defense countered with its own account of the attack, Knoller visibly showing emotion, as attorney Nedra Ruiz told the jury Knoller attempted to shield Whipple from the dogs. The defense also held up a large photograph of the injuries Knoller sustained in the attack.
But the evidence will not show that Marjorie stood back and let that horrible thing happen to that beautiful girl.
Ruiz also said Knoller had never lost control of the dogs in the past.
She had never been in a situation where Bain had pulled her off her feet. She had never been in a situation where both dogs were not being obedient to her.
Marjorie Knoller and Robert Noel are both facing charges of involuntary manslaughter and possession of an animal that killed a human being. In addition, Knoller is also charged with second-degree murder and, if convicted, could receive 15 years to life in prison. In Los Angeles, I'm Eric Hong. Back to you.
The renovations are almost over, and Clarion University's Carlson Library is about to open. Work has been going on for over a year, and soon students will be able to get a taste of the new facility. TV5's own Megan Mahoy reports.
Hundreds of students have walked by the construction of Carlson Library for months. But now the final touches are being done and the books are being moved in. March 6th is the scheduled opening day for the new library, and Claire Heidler, Director of Facilities Planning, says there's no reason why the library won't be open on time.
We also met the schedule, pretty much, that we initially thought that we would. So we came in on budget and on schedule.
Moving the books back and forth between Carlson and the substitute library, Gamble Student Complex, is not cheap. However, Claire Heidler tells students not to worry about tuition prices increasing. Most of the money came from the state.
The vast majority of the money, right at $10 million, came from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. It was done on a capital improvement project. The university initially was supposed to contribute $1.5 million, but that was reduced when a special program that the Commonwealth sponsored reduced our commitment back to right around $500,000.
With a $14.6 million budget, many of the students here at Clarion are hoping for better technology along with many other improvements made to the library.
We have extensive wireless capability throughout the library. In addition to that, we have hardwired computers. We have computer labs, a couple of them.
Most of the library will be open starting March 6th. However, classes won't move into Carlson until next semester. In the newsroom, Megan Mahoy, TV5 News.
Thanks, Megan. September 11th did not stop the United Way from reaching their contribution campaign goal of over $400,000. Venango County's United Way surpassed this goal with the help of local donors and volunteers. Each year, the United Way sets a fundraising goal based on funds needed to keep many area programs in operation. The campaign kicked off on September 20th in the wake of 9/11 attacks, with some hesitation, but the campaign proved to be fruitful.
State police are helping to make sure your child is safe in your car. Tomorrow, state police will be checking cars for proper installation of child safety seats. If you want to get your car checked by state police, all you have to do is stop by the Clarion State Police Barracks between 10 and 2 tomorrow. Officers there will check to make sure your seat will keep your child safe.
An auction was held this past weekend to raise money for a local organization. The Clarion Rotary raised $15,000 Saturday at the Alumni House on the Clarion University campus. Local residents were able to bid on a wide range of items from savings bonds and refrigerators to gift certificates. All the money raised during the auction stays in the county for local area projects.
Some more security forces are now available for the county. Clarion County Salary Board hired 1 full-time and 2 part-time deputies for the Sheriff's Department. That makes 6 full-time and 2 part-time deputies. The new deputies are Keith Hilborn, who was promoted to a deputy sheriff from his previous post in a district attorney's office. Also, Beverly Rhodes and James Collins were promoted to special deputies.
A note in a bathroom sent students home in the Leechburg Area School District today. Officials found a death threat in a bathroom. All students were evacuated around 10 a.m. this morning. Superintendent Blair Kuzinski said there is no serious threat, but officials decided to take a precaution by sending all of the district's students home. The district has 3 buildings on a 3-block area.
Clarion County has some new income. The county collected $40,000 by holding temporary inmates at the county jail. Warden John Raleigh told the Clarion County Board of Inspectors February 15th they allowed open bunks to be used for Butler County inmates. The county collects about $45 per day for each out-of-county inmate. Raleigh said any rise in inmates from Clarion would force Butler County inmates to be moved to the Cambria County Jail. Last week, Raleigh announced he accepted a position in Atkin County, South Carolina. Deputy Warden John Trassiter will be interim warden until the new warden is found to replace Raleigh. Prison Chair Commissioner David Seipert said he is not sure when a search for the new warden will start.
Court is back in session for Andrea Yates. A Houston police officer is expected to wrap up his story of what he saw when he came to Yates's home the day of the killings. Yates is pleading not guilty by reason of insanity for drowning her 5 children in the bathtub last year. Prosecutors say they'll seek the death penalty if she's convicted. If she's found innocent, she could be sent to a mental hospital. Up next, segregating students who are poor. Could it happen? We'll tell you who's considering it next.
But first, it's your turn. Your turn to tell us how you feel. Call us here at TV5 and let us know what you think of our shows.
TV5.
Clarion's very own TV5 Clarion University Broadcasting serves as an educational tool and resource for Clarion University and the surrounding community.
We broadcast everything from borough council meetings live to 3 newscasts a week. TV5 is an institution valued by both students and the community as a whole. Students from Clarion University's communication department are the most involved in TV5, but students from all majors are welcome to participate. Each and every TV5 production is student-produced, directed, and hosted.
TV5 News provides local news coverage as reported by Clarion University students. Student reporters, anchors, and producers create a newscast 3 nights a week that reflects the news of the day. TV5 is also a CNN affiliate, and that affiliation allows us to bring the world closer to you.
My show, Feedback with Mark Despotakis, is TV5's public affairs and interview program. Topics range from discussing local and national politics to flying with a medical helicopter team. Broadcasting 2 nights a week, we strive to inform, educate, and entertain our viewers.
TV5 also, the meeting takes place at the Clarion Free Library, and TV5 students air the program from our mobile production trailer.
Sports are also a large part of the community. Local sports such as Clarion University are also featured during our weekly sports program, Sports Night.
We also give you the latest news from Pennsylvania state government, broadcasting such shows as Focus on Pennsylvania and Capitol Conversations. You get to see what your state representatives are up to in Harrisburg. TV5 has been Clarion's very own for over 20 years and will continue to be an information source for students and members of the community in the new millennium.
And we hope you'll join us into this new millennium as we watch history unfold, right here on Clarion's very own TV5.
You're watching Clarion's very own TV5 News Live.
In Ohio this morning, John W. Bird Jr. was executed by lethal injection. 38-year-old Bird was sentenced to death for the 1983 murder of Cincinnati convenience store clerk Monty Tewksbury. Bird said he was innocent. An accomplice who was already serving a life sentence admitted to stabbing Tewksbury. Prosecutors say he was lying to protect Bird.
Decades after the integration of schools, a small but growing number of cities are making income a primary factor in deciding which schools students will attend. The thinking that poorer schools will perform better with more affluent classmates. But the idea is not without criticism. Bill Delaney explains.
With sound and fury, most barriers of color came down in the country schools decades ago. Now, though, with a lot less fanfare, walls may be going up again, as communities fight race-based integration as unconstitutional.
We've had 3 Supreme Court decisions limiting desegregation since 1991. Most of the large districts with desegregation plans are either terminating them or are under threat.
Among reasons why, Cambridge, Massachusetts, and other places from San Francisco to Raleigh, North Carolina, now mix students not by color, but by how much money they have.
Race was our basis, and we knew that we wanted to maintain race, so we looked at what other factor could we use.
The idea is simple enough. Low-income students are considered anyone eligible for a free or reduced-cost lunch. Starting in September, over a period of years, Cambridge will distribute children in schools based on the percentage of low-income families in Cambridge itself, which is about 50%.
Besides fending off possible court challenges to race-based integration, Cambridge officials say the other reason to diversify by income, poor children tend to do better academically in classes with more affluent children. But as some relatively affluent Cambridge parents registered late in January for kindergarten in September, concerned. For Elizabeth Harmer Dion, Cambridge's new approach could double the chance her child will be bused to a poorly performing school.
I think it's actually going to make it worse. I mean, my husband and I have been committed to Cambridge. We own a house here, but we're actually strongly considering moving to a suburban school district, and I know a number of middle-class parents are doing the same thing.
Suggesting a plan meant to protect diversity and raise standards could hurt both. School officials insist they're doing the right thing.
We're just convinced that the academic achievement of all of them will raise.
But Cambridge's well-meant plan could mean less diversity if more whites leave town. Already, more than 70% of black students in the United States attend mostly minority schools, up nearly 10% from 20 years ago. Bill Delaney, CNN, Cambridge, Massachusetts.
2 men escaped from an area state mental hospital Monday morning. David Harvey and Timothy Caldwell, both considered dangerous and possibly homicidal, reportedly walked away from the Torrance State Hospital Monday morning between 9 a.m. and noon. Both men were reportedly spotted in Derry Township and Latrobe Monday. Officials are still looking for the prisoners tonight. However, at this time, they have no leads.
A coffin with human remains was found today behind the house of a crematory operator who is implicated in the dumping of what may be as many as 200 bodies in nearby woods. Dirt mounds were also found near the home of Ray Brent Marsh, and authorities searching the property suspect more bodies may be found there. The home adjoins the site of Tri-State Crematory, where at least 149 decaying bodies have been counted since Friday, when authorities began their search. Of those, 29 have been positively identified.
Justin Zuber was found dead in his dorm room at the Academy of New Church in Bryn Athyn, Pennsylvania last night. Zuber is from the Washington, D.C. area. Authorities believe the boy died from huffing and inhaling an air freshener.
Westmoreland County residents need to speak up in order to gain a high-speed train in the area. The train line would cut through their municipality. The proposal would see the high-speed line run from Pittsburgh International Airport past Pittsburgh and out to Monroeville and Greensburg in Westmoreland County.
Up next, Clarion University had a special visitor who will tell you who and why he was here.
But first, here's a look at tonight's stock report. And I'm Mark Despotakis, and we'd like to tell you a little about TV5.
Clarion's very own TV5, Clarion University Broadcasting, serves as an educational tool and resource for Clarion University and the surrounding community.
We broadcast everything from borough council meetings live to 3 newscasts a week. TV5 is an institution valued by both students and the community as a whole. Students from Clarion University's communication department are the most involved in TV5, but students from all majors are welcome to participate. Each and every TV5 production is student-produced, directed, and hosted.
TV5 News provides local news coverage as reported by Clarion University students. Student reporters, anchors, and producers create a newscast 3 nights a week that reflects the news of the day. And TV5 is also a CNN affiliate, and that affiliation allows us to bring the world closer to you.
My show, Feedback with Mark Despotakis, is TV5's public affairs and interview program. Topics range from discussing local and national politics to flying with a medical helicopter team. Broadcasting 2 nights a week, we strive to inform, educate, and entertain our viewers.
TV5 also, the meetings place at the Clarion Free Library, and TV5 students air the program from our mobile production trailer.
Sports are also a large part of the TV5 identity. Local sports such as Clarion University Athletics are an integral part of our newscasts, but they are also featured during our weekly sports program, Sports Night.
We also give you the latest news from Pennsylvania state government, broadcasting such shows as Focus on Pennsylvania and Capitol Conversations. You get to see what your state representatives are up to in Harrisburg. TV5 has been Clarion's very own for over 20 years and will continue to be an information source for students and members of the community in the new millennium.
And we hope you'll join us into this new millennium as we watch history unfold right here on Clarion's very own TV5. Welcome back to TV5 News. It was a great day out there. It's getting warmer. Kelly Martin joins us with tonight's weather.
Yeah, it was actually nice today. It's about a high of 43 degrees with a fair sky. Let's take a look at the first front map to see what we have days to come. As the map is indicating, there's a strong sense of cold clouds over the northeastern part of Pennsylvania. It appears the area by the Great Lakes is highly covered with clouds also. Although it is not certain if these clouds are snow clouds, we will take a look at the first front map to see how the wind chill is looking. Oh my God, that's my mic. For the 5-day forecast, Wednesday, high 53, low 35, AM rain showers. Thursday, the current front map is showing that there is not very much going on across the United States. The only area that is showing any circulation is the Middle East, which appears to be just light rain. Although there are only clouds over Clarion, there is no activity above the land. Maybe tomorrow's front map will be able to tell us a little more insight. The rain that was in the Middle East yesterday is having a strong move to the Clarion area. The front map is showing that the rain will be moving in for only the morning hours. With the rain, a low front will be also coming into the area. Let's take a look at the 5-day forecast to see how long the rain is going to stay. Wednesday, high 53, low 35, light AM rain showers. Thursday, high 50, low 19, cloudy. Friday, high 40, low 15, light snow showers. Saturday, high 43, low 29, partly cloudy with sun. Sunday, high 45, low 22, scattered showers with sun. Looks like it's going to be warming up in the days to come, guys.
Thank you for the weather update, Kelly. Clarion University had a special guest last night. Dr. Drew from MTV's Loveline came to chat with Clarion students. TV5's own Amy Udajowski reports.
University can no longer be branded as conservative, as the auditorium of Mark Boyd was filled with students and questions to the guest speaker, Dr. Drew from MTV Loveline.
I always try to craft these things towards what the students want and need, and so there's probably about 40 minutes of material that I like people to take away, but I try to deliver it in a way that's sort of directed question answer, sort of packaged in ways that it's delivered to you the way you want it. You know what I mean?
Thanks to the university's activity board, Dr. Drew came to speak all the way from Los Angeles, California. He started off with his personal background, Then he shifted his speech to a question and answer session that was anything but shy.
My goal always is to be sure that you walk away getting what you want and you need, and so you're gonna have to tell me, and I'll then go wherever you need to go. I mean, this stuff I love to talk about in terms of, you know, people learning how to trust their instincts and what's going on between men and women these days, and the whole hooking up culture, and what you guys are doing to your brains with drugs and alcohol.
Many applause and laughter stopped the show as Clarion University students stood up and asked their questions. However, serious topics did arise, and silence surfaced the crowd as Dr. Drew spoke.
Inevitably, there's a bunch of questions about why do nice guys always get crap done, and how that works or doesn't work. And there's a lot of real personal questions. I mean, the really more amazing thing is, what have we tapped into here that you're not getting from your student health services or from your parents or from society, that you can stand up in a room of 1,000 people and ask these amazing things? And it helped me understand that. I'd be very interested to know what it is that we've tapped into here, but it's clearly something that you guys need to talk about.
Dr. Drew came to this state school with no expectation and an open mind. The rest was left to the students.
I really have no expectations. My expectation, really, the question is, what are your expectations?
After Dr. Drew's visit last night, many university students now have the answers to their most embarrassing and intimate questions. Amy Jadowski and Mark Boyd, TV5 News.
Thanks, Amy. And now a story about penguin love. You may or may not know that penguins are known for being monogamous, but long-term penguin relationships aren't necessarily boy-girl. CNN's Jeannie Mose has a story of a romance between a pair of guys in tuxedos.
Wendell and Cass are still going strong. They're gay penguins.
Oh, they're what?
Gay penguins.
Happy penguins.
So gay.
Oh, gay penguins.
No, really. You can't tell them apart from the 30 other straight penguins at the New York Aquarium in Coney Island.
This is Wendell right here that I'm feeding.
Gay penguins?
Yes.
How do you know they're gay? I mean, it's a same-sex couple, you know, and we have actually observed them copulating, or at least attempting to copulate, so.
Wendell and Cass have lived together in the same borough for 7 years, longer than most marriages these days.
They're one of our greatest couples. I mean, they're so dedicated.
They preen each other. When they're apart, they vocalize to one another, just like male-female couples do. We're all used to seeing heterosexual animal couples.
Oh, yes.
From apes to emus with their elaborate courtship dances. But this is a photo of two male apes kissing. Homosexuality involving everything from giraffes to walruses is documented in a scholarly book on the subject entitled Biological Exuberance. The author even includes a formula used for estimating penguins.
Those are gay penguins? Stop playing.
Folks thought we were pulling their leg.
That's the funniest thing I've heard today. That made my day, gay penguins. Okay, everybody else is doing it. Why not the penguins?
Since boy penguins don't have typical male equipment, it's not so easy to determine their sex.
Cass was Cassandra.
Keepers assumed he was a she until blood tests and behavior confirmed Cass is a male.
So they've been an out gay couple for a while. Right.
Reminds us of that episode of South Park where Sparky the dog is outed.
Yeah, dude, I think your dog is gay. He's just confused.
Sparky runs away to Big Gay Al's Big Gay Animal Sanctuary.
Over here we have a gay lion. Roar. And we have gay water buffalo, gay hummingbirds.
Sort of like the New York Aquarium.
There have been observations of the dolphins copulating with each other.
Tab and Presley are both males. While Wendell came down for the feeding, Cass stayed up in the couple's coveted penthouse burrow to keep other penguins from moving in. The keeper brought the fish to him.
You get door-to-door service today, honey. Cass seems to be more, I mean, I hate to say this, but Cass is more of the guy in the family, and, you know, he's more of the pursuer as far as the relationship goes.
Top penguin, though occasionally roles reverse. The straight penguins don't seem to care. Cass and Wendell may be on the rocks, but their relationship isn't. Jeannie Mo, CNN, New York.
Up next, April Johnson will be here with tonight's sports.
Stay with us. TV5 News continues after the break. TV5.
Clarion's very own TV5, Clarion University Broadcasting, serves as an educational tool and resource for Clarion University and the surrounding community.
We broadcast everything from borough council meetings live to 3 newscasts a week. TV5 is an institution valued by both students and the community as a whole. Students from Clarion University's communication department are the most involved in TV5, but students from all majors are welcome to participate. Each and every TV5 production is student-produced, directed, and hosted.
TV5 News provides local news coverage as reported by Clarion University students. Student reporters, anchors, and producers create a newscast 3 nights a week that reflects the news in Clarion. TV5 is also a CNN affiliate, and that affiliation allows us to bring the world closer to you.
My show, Feedback with Mark Despotakis, is TV5's public affairs and interview program. Topics range from discussing local and national politics to flying with a medical helicopter team. Broadcasting 2 nights a week, we strive to inform, educate, and entertain our viewers.
TV5 also at the Clarion Free Library, and TV5 students air the program from our mobile production trailer.
Sports are also a large part. Local sports such as Clarion University athletics are an integral part of our newscasts, but they are also featured during our weekly sports program, Sports Night.
We also give you the latest news from Pennsylvania state government, broadcasting such shows as Focus on Pennsylvania and Capital Conversations. You get to see what your state representatives are up to in Harrisburg. TV5 has been Clarion's very own for over 20 years and will continue to be an information source for students and members of the community in the new millennium.
And we hope you'll join us into this new millennium as we watch history unfold right here on Clarion's very own TV5. April Johnson is here with sports, and the Olympics are on. I was just talking about how much I love the ski jumping business, but the other big story of the Olympics is Michelle Kwan, and that starts tonight, correct?
Yes, it does, Mark. She is favored to get the gold medal, and she has won national and world championships, but has yet to win an Olympic title. Although Kwan was the favorite at the 98 games, she took second to Tara Lipinski, but this time around, the 21-year-old feels more prepared and is confident she can get to the top of the medal stand. And last night was a bittersweet moment in Salt Lake City for Canadian figure skaters David Pelletier and Jamie Sale. The pair was awarded dual gold medals for their nearly flawless performance last week. Despite the outstanding performance, they somehow wound up with a heavily disputed silver medal. Finally, after 4 days, the Canadians were declared champions alongside the Russian pair that originally were awarded gold medals. As the United States, we are actually trailing Germany in the medal count. The Germans have a total of 26 medals, and Americans have 19, 4 of those being gold, 8 silver, and 7 bronze. Well, here at home, the Clarion wrestling team defeated Virginia Tech 32-14 on Saturday at Tiffin Gym. Don Asura, Jeremy Wrights, and John Testa all had pins, helping the Eagles' cause against the Hokies. Brad Martinez, who is ranked 9th in the nation, also raised his season record to 25-4, and it is with a decision win over Virginia Tech's Dave Hoffman. Clarion will host Cleveland State this Thursday night at 7. This match will also be their senior day to honor the seniors on the team.
Well, thank you very much, April.
You're welcome.
We'll go home and watch the Olympics. That's TV5 News tonight. Join us tomorrow night for TV5 News with Jackie Neal and Pat Grace. Stay tuned. I'm going to make the jump across the studio. Feedback is coming up next. Tim Picciarello will be joining us. Stay tuned for that. I'm Mark Despotakis.
And I'm Kelly Esno. From all of us here at TV5, good night.
Lapoo.